In this video, I'll be talking about Hungarian method to solve the assignment problem. So before we state what is the formal definition of Hungarian method, so let's consider a problem. Suppose there are 5 machines to perform 5 tasks. So we have 5 machines and we have 5 tasks. So I've considered a balanced assignment problem so that we can assign one machine to one job. And the time taken by each machine to perform a particular task is given in the following table. And what we need to find out is to find the assignment schedule so as to minimize the total time. And because we are doing it with the assignment schedule, so we have already discussed in my previous earlier video that we need to assign one machine to one job or one job to one machine. So now let's see how do we start cracking this problem. In this case, what we do is we first find row minima. So row minima means let's start making the possible least cost assignment through row wise. So if I look at the first machine and if I look at the jobs, so if I look at these one, the possibility is that I should be allocating first machine to J3 job because this corresponds to the least time. So this means to fix this location that this is one of my possible choice corresponding to first machine and in comparison to all jobs, I want to do here subtract least. So this means row minima step says select least quantity in each row and subtract it from remaining So this means this way it will tell me if I subtract this least cost, this is 0 and the other quantity will become 1, 7, 1, 5. Now do this process for the other way around also, for the second row also. In the second row the least is 1. So this means here it is 0 and the remaining quantity is 5, 4, 5, 5. Repeat this process for each row. So select least quantity in each row and subtract it from the remaining. So that means now in the third row the least quantity is 3. So I am going to subtract this and I write this as 5, 1, 4, 7 and then we have a 0. In the M4 the least is 1. So this means this is going to become 1, 4, 3, 1, 0 and similarly last row will give me 7, 4, 0, 2, 3 and that means we have found for corresponding to all machines. This means if I look from machine point of view, if I look from this point of view, machine point of view, zeros are going to give me the positions, zeros are the location where these machines should be assigned to the corresponding job. But if I look only at the zeros, so and I see here now in J1 column there are no zeros. In J1 column there is no zero. This means that J1 column should be assigned to which machine? So zeros are the location that has been identified as the least cost and we want to choose or we want to assign 0th location machine to the corresponding task or the job. So to find the other way around also, job correspondence to machine, we do a column minima step. Column minimum or minima step. So repeat the same procedure for column also. So this means now choose a least in the first column and choose the least in the second column and so on and subtract this from the remaining entries. So when we do this, least in the first column is 1. So this means this is 0. This becomes 4, 4, 0 and here we have 6. Least in the second column is a 0. So we want to, already there is a position 0. So that means J2 can be assigned to M2 or M2 can be assigned to J2. So we will consider least as 0 itself and we will keep all other entries. In J3 also we already have a 0. So we will keep like this. In J4 also we have 1. So in J4 there is no 0. So we will consider now this as a least as 1 and we will subtract this. So this becomes 0 and here we have 1. And in the last column the least is 0. So this is the same column. Now every row and every column have the 0. So at this step So after column minima step, every row and every column should have at least 1 0, because we have subtracted from the list. Should have at least 1 0. And why am at least 1 0? Because there might be more least cost available in a particular row or in a particular column. Just like we look at the first row. In first row there are 3 zeros. So at least 1 0 is available in each row. And now zeros are the location which correspond to the minimum time in context to this question. And here we want to allocate. And also this matrix. So after row and column minima, we call it as reduced matrix. We call it as reduced matrix. So that is the reduction. That means now we know which locations are 0. So now we want to find assignment. We find assignments. And how do we find assignments? So let's make this table again and let's start finding assignment. So here is the table and let's find now the assignment. Let's start finding the allocations. We look at the first row. In first row, if there is a unique 0, we can assign. So in first row, if there is a unique 0, we can assign. If not, move to the next row in the search. Now in the second row, we see there is a unique 0. So I am going to allocate this one. So that means because M2 has this least location, so M2 is going to allocate to Z2. And in that particular column, see if there are any more zeros. So there is no more 0. Move to the next row, M3. Third machine. So there is a unique 0. So I am going to allocate this one. Once we have allocated this 0, this means J5 job is also assigned to M3. If we read it this way or if we read it this way, this means that J5 cannot be assigned to M4 machine. So we are going to cross off this 0. And now we move to the fourth row. In fourth row again, look, do we have a unique 0? No, we don't see a unique 0 because there are 2 0. Leave this for a moment and look back next to the next row. Now in the fifth row, there is a unique 0. So we allocate this unique 0. And in that particular, we see if there are any other zeros. So this means in a J3 column, we have assigned J3 to M5 machine. So this means J3 cannot be assigned to M1. So this is crossed up. We have to do these allocation in a unique way, this way, so that this assignment is 1-to-1. We have started from row wise. So we start looking from row wise. If it is unique, you allocate. Otherwise, you move to the next row and so on. Once all rows are completed, then we start looking the column wise. Now in the first column, there are 2 zeros. We see here there are 2 zeros, this 0 and this 0. It is not unique. In the second column, allocation is already done. In the third column also allocation is done. And in the fourth column also there are 2 zeros. So because there is a choice now, so we can choose any one of them. Suppose if I choose this J1, this means J1 is allocated to M1, so M4 is crossed. And if M1 machine is assigned to J1, so M1 machine cannot be assigned to J4. So the only choice left with J4 is to allocate this one. Or we may have selected J1 as M4. In that case, M1 would have been assigned to J4. So this could be another possibility. So this is also giving me an alternate solution if you want to find. But if I just want to calculate what is my optimal value, so what would be Z minimum? Z minimum was summation of Cij into Xij. And effectively, we have identified by allocating these squares that are now highlighted. These are the allocation, that means corresponding to these basic variables x11, xij is taking the value 1, and for the all other xij is 0. So this means effectively this quantity is nothing but it is cbxb, and here xb is always 1. So this means it is simply the sum of the cb vector or sum of the cij. Okay, so what is the cb vector corresponding to these locations that we have highlighted now? corresponding to these locations, what is the cost in the original question. So what is the cost in the original question? So see here, the cost in the original one is, so I am going to highlight now, this is 3, and then we have 1, and then we have 3, we have this 2, and then we have this 2. So simply sum this case. So this is 3 plus 1 plus 3 plus 2 plus 2. So that is the C cost. So that makes it as 3 plus 3, 6, 4, and this is 11. So Z minimum is 11. So the total assignment time, is 11. So whatever be the units, whether it is hours or minutes, whatever be the units given to us. Now this is called the Hungarian method. Now what happened if, so in this question, we have been got after the row and column minima step, we can actually find the allocation. What happens if we don't find a one-to-one correspondence allocation that we found in this particular step? So how to proceed here if we don't find a one-to-one correspondence after this step? So we'll now write the Hungarian method steps, and then we follow with some more examples. Been got after the row and column minima step, we can actually find the allocation. What happens if we don't find a one-to-one correspondence allocation that we found in this particular step? So how to proceed here if we don't find a one-to-one correspondence after this step? So we'll now write the Hungarian method steps, and then we follow with some more examples.